Hello, this is 00J Love. I wanted to show you my floors in my event center so you can take a look and see how they are. I used 2 days to clean. I did, however, before this, hire a private company to really clean the floors because I'll show some pictures where the floors had foam installation on them and they also had the texture on them. So all of the floors were white because I did not cover them. And so I did a few coats of mopping with just clean water. And then I tried this Swifter and some other things. And it still had a little bit of dirt or something on it, but nevertheless. So I took 2 days to clean the floors. I'm trying it out. I wanted to do. So what I did here, you see this color on these floors. This is a new building. I did a color when we first did the foundation, but this wasn't the color. I wanted like a few different colors, but nevertheless, we did this, and then we put a sealer on top of it. But it doesn't have any shine, no gloss. It didn't look like it was sealed. So right here I'm showing a design. So I said, let me do something else. I wanted to add some type of design element, and I'm just trying to drag it with this I'm not even sure what you call it, just for some artistic design, because I could not put the paint in like if you were doing stained concrete, a sprayer like that. So I was just trying different techniques to see if it was gonna work. I tried it out on some paper and paint and it looked okay. The only thing, like here, I don't have enough contrast to me for this type of design to work like I wanted the design to work. But nevertheless, I'm a soldier. I kept moving and tried to stay motivated because I was so excited to finally do something with these floors. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I'm just on this part. When I did a little spin around, I said, you know what, that looks good. And then I'm flinging some dots of paint. I was like, this might work instead of trying to do the drag technique. And I ended up thinking, I think this worked out better. And I didn't have to use as much paint. It's not as time consuming and on and on. So I was trying to just see what I could do. So, good morning. It is time to clean the floors or put my clear coat on the floors. And I wanted to show you the design of the before and then the after. These are the bathrooms, and they have just the concrete paint on it. And I don't have the clear coat seal just yet. I'm gonna put that on here. I'm just kind of showing what I did to see the before and then the last process. This part here is when they did the foam on the walls. I did not cover the walls. In some area you see texture, but I did have a company to come and clean the building floors because they were horrible. I'll try to show you what the floors looked like before. And it's like, today is September 22nd and it's 5:27 a.m. Got here probably a little bit around 4 or something like that. This was on my mind to do. So I'll have to tell you about this kind of effect. I tried to show what I did. I didn't do anything in this room. And I just have storage in there. So that'll be the last room that I do when I do start. So this was my first room I started with. I got a little paint on the wall. So what I was doing was I initially put these strokes on the floor And then I went through with like a squeegee broom and I tried to turn it and change it. And so before you see this final line, the floors was like that. And I was like, I don't know if I like it so much. The base coat is good. It works out, it's perfect. And then I did it here and I was using so much paint. I was like, I'm not even gonna have nearly enough. And it was a little time consuming. And so I did all of the rooms. I did the same effect. I tried to show you some of, I didn't have enough room on my phone's memory to show you all of it. I think I showed you maybe this area and one other area. So that's what I started with. And then I did the back room over there like that too. But then when I came back around here and I did almost like a circular effect and just kind of went over with the, I had more of my darker color charcoal and this other one is like a slate gray. And then I finally went to do that as it was last minute. I added this third color, but I went in like a circular motion. And then I said, you know what? That looks good. It's not as time consuming. This looks like it's gonna work. It's gonna be abstract art on the floor. And then I went back over and put paint on a brush. I have to show you. So when I was pouring, I had this top with this little hole and I did the spins and turns. And then I went back over, try not to walk in it, and I poured on top of this cheap, inexpensive brush some paint, and then I flicked it down. So where you see some of these dots here, that's where I just flicked it to give it a little more creative movement. So I accidentally hit this wall during my flicker. And so once I did this process in the middle floor, I went back to these rooms and I added this top layer of just the line. I said, now that's gonna make it cohesive or more cohesive. And I stopped there. And I'm not sure, we'll see if this would have been the best. I think this was, it saved me more money and hopefully everything works out because the person that was gonna come and do my floors, and they weren't even gonna do all of my floors, the budget was over $14,000 because they was like, we gotta come and strip the whole floor, do this and that. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's not what we're dealing with. I think I showed you everything. So now I just need to get started. And this was the entrance area when I first showed you. So this was my last area going out of the building. And just trying to throw and enhance and add this top layer. And I think it was just one little area I walked in, but I pretty much fixed it. And I think I showed you my restroom. So some little area here, just a little smudge. So hopefully, you have to really, really look to pay attention to something like that. So now I'm ready to get started again. Wish me luck. I just wanted to show you that these are the tops. This is the paint, the epoxy. I got this from Lowe's. I think it was either $42, $52. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna start the floors today. And I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I woke up at earlier than 4. I woke up at 3, 2, whatever. And I said, get on up and let's see. And I hope I don't have to go back to the store and get any more, but I hope I do a good job. So nervous about it, but here we go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's begin. This is the top coat. I thought it was going to be thicker than this, and it was pretty liquidy. So for some reason, I thought I was going to need a squeegee. After I rolled the corners best I could, I took my paintbrush and just made sure I got it against the walls. And did all the corners. Before I did this process and before I mopped and swept and everything, I also vacuumed because sometimes the sheetrock, those little particles that comes out of the sheetrock. So for my roller, I used the Valspar cabinet doors and metal roller. I should have gotten more than one roller, but I did not. And because I had little particles on the roller, nevertheless. But yeah, for some reason I thought it was going to be thicker. But maybe epoxy is thicker or resin or something. I'm not sure. I had the spiked shoes on. I tried to show you, so that I'm really glad I spent money on those spiked shoes. I did all the smaller rooms first, and then my big middle section I did last. And I'm going out of the door. It did have low odor. I had a scarf over my mouth and I had my goggles on. And I was like, oh, I don't really smell anything. So I took my scarf off and I did smell it. This is the next day and it looks okay. I'm kind of nervous. It said 72 hours to drive, 5 days if you were going to run a car over it. I still see like some little, not bubbles per se, but some type of separation. So anyway, I'll have to let you know. 00J Love, like, comment, subscribe. Watch me with my event center build job.